Today's show is pre-recorded.
Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Dapper Dawn, giving them all dressed like $1,000,000, diamond things in his cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh yeah, they're listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Why don't you join? Yeah. Better give me some eggs. Why not listen to me? Join me. Come with me, help me say. I'm not afraid to go home. You gotta turn it on. Yeah, turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. I know y'all can hear me on. Turn it up. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Yeah. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn your radio on. Turn it on. Turn them up, Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on to the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only, Steve Harvey. Got a radio show. Man, oh man, oh man. I thank God for it. I thank God for all he's done for me, for all the little things that I oftentimes fail to thank him for, that I take for granted for. You know, I was talking the other day to a buddy of mine. We had gotten to this conversation about God, and in the conversation, we had narrowed it down, and we were talking about changing the way we are as people. You know, that everybody has to change. You know, nothing stays the same. Everybody changes. And a lot of these changes can be for the good, and a lot of them are they just come with time. You know, sometimes it's aging that changes us. But no matter how old you get, you still have the ability to improve as a person. You may not have the foot speed you used to have. You may not be as agile as you used to be. Your energy level may not be what it used to be. Your desire to do some of the things that you used to do may be gone. The thing that doesn't have to change and will not change is you. You have the ability to continue to grow as a person. Even when Father Time and nature has taken its course, we were talking about everybody can change, and everybody has the right to reinvent themselves as they get older. And I equated it to jumping out of an airplane. You know, there are some people, man, who get to a certain point in their life and they jump from the airplane is now almost a stunt of some kind. It's almost like their life done got out of control. You ever seen somebody jump out of an airplane and the parachute don't open and they life start, and it seems like they start spinning and tumbling and they can't get it together? And I've seen some mid-air rescues before, but then there are times when it hasn't worked, you jump out that airplane and at first it's fun. I've never skydived before, but I would imagine when you first jump out of an airplane that people describe it as a a sense of being free. And it's exhilarating when you first jump out the plane. But if you pull that cord and nothing happens, I've never happened to me, but I can only imagine the panic that's got to set in, because no matter how fun it was a moment ago, the flying over to one another, the holding hands in the air, the breeze, the descent, the feeling of all of a sudden, if you reach for that cord and it's not there, you're suddenly spinning out of control. And that's what happens in a lot of people's lives. When you first start your life, you jump out the plane, you free, you young, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But then you get to a certain point in your life when you go, okay, I'm going to pull the cord now. And pulling the cord is an important thing, because here's the analogy my friend gave me. He said, man, use your mind like a parachute. It works better when it's open. Well, see, what happens with a lot of people is they in life, they jump out the plane and they having this free fall, and it's fun for now, but they get to a certain point in their life where they got themselves in a situation, or they've had a little bit too much fun, a little bit too long, or, you know, they wasn't open to nothing and they just did what they wanted to do, or they started getting involved with drugs or drinking, or started running with the wrong people. See, you jump out the plane, at first you're free falling, it's fun. But then after a minute, man, something happens and they realize, whoa, and they reach for the cord and the cord don't work. Well, now you're in a panic-stricken situation. And my suggestion, and what I've learned from the analogy that my friend shared with me, is that we all, the sooner we can open our mind to God, the sooner we can develop that relationship with him. It's like pulling the cord and opening a parachute. If you open up your mind to God, God is like a parachute. You know, God can slow your descent. God can turn this out of control free fall into a nice ride for you. See, that's what happened to me. I was spinning out of control. I had gotten myself into a point, man, where I wasn't doing real good. Oh, y'all would look at me and think, man, Stevie, man, no, I wasn't doing real good. I had spun out of control. I was in a free fall, and I reached for the cord, but I was so far away, the cord didn't open. Then I went to him and I pulled the cord. When I went to God, I pulled the cord and it opened, and he slowed my descent. And this is what I just believe. I don't believe now that I age as fast as I was aging, because I got that parachute open now. You know, I take better care of myself eating. I work out more now. You know, I'm not out of control. I have a direction now. That wind then got up under that parachute a little bit, you know, and now I'm going, you know, I'm still getting older, you know, so, but the descent is so slow now, I'm able to enjoy the ride. I'm guiding my parachute over. Sometimes we go over to a vacation spot over here. We float back over to but you know, I'm still getting old. I'm still going down, but the descent, because I've opened my mind to God, the parachute has slowed my descent. And now I'm rocking back and forth, but I ain't spinning out of control no more. You know, I'm able to enjoy the view now. You know, when you jump out that plane and you pull that cord and it don't work, you ain't looking at the view no more. You thinking of only one thing. How can I slow this down? Well, now I'm able to enjoy the view. I'm able to see all the beautiful things on the horizon that God has for me. I'm able to see all the beautiful things around me that he's provided for me over these years, because I've slowed my descent. I use my mind like a parachute. It works better when it's open. Open your mind to God, and so you can see the view, so you can slow the descent, so you can stop the out of control free fall that you've been on, that you can get your life together and see everything out on the horizon that God has for you. You know, it turned out to be a very true statement. Your mind, if you use it like a parachute, it works better when it's open, y'all.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. It's election day. It's voting day. It's turnout day. It's go on, get down in that line day. It's do whatever you got to do day. It's the day, man. If you have not voted, today is, we are showing up. Get up, wake up, get ready, get yourself a lawn chair, get yourself a little thermos, get yourself, a little snack pack. But go on down there, man. Please, do your duty. Get in line and let's vote. Vote for Kamala Harris. If you are undecided, here's a hint. God wants you to hear this. Kamala Harris.
That's right. Oh, that's it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, ain't no more, what you're waiting on, what you're looking for. It's clear-cut choice in who you should go down here and vote for today. It's an obligation we have. Do it for yourself. Do it for your children. Do it for the future. Do it for your grandparents. But vote. All these idiots on these podcasts talking about we are under no obligation to vote. Stop listening to fools. Some people are on podcasts just to get attention, to be different, to get clicks, views, and they would take any extreme measure to accomplish that. When you hear a person saying we shouldn't go to the polls, you are talking to a person who is ignorant. We have to vote. It's our civic duty. We owe it to our forefathers who bled and died for us to have this simple right. Let's get to the polls, y'all. Steve Harvey Morning Show, Shirley Strawberry, Carla Farrell, Mississippi Monica, Junior, and the legend of Nephew Tommy. Junior, what's on your mind today?
Well, you know what, man, today is the day, man. It's like you say, it's go time.
Yeah.
There's nothing else for us to worry about. We got to go support. We got to get out here and get this vote. I'm excited. I prayed this morning already. I think it's going to be a great day. I'm not nervous about this. Let's go and face this head on.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, man.
Yeah.
The reason I voted is because I don't like the opposition. I just don't like what the opposition is saying. And clearly they are saying stuff that is non-beneficial to us. Project 2025. What else you need to hear? They talking about Madam Vice President Kamala Harris like she's a streetwalker somewhere. Where they get this from? This woman is educated, highly qualified, beyond presidential, and the vice president of the United States. Where y'all coming from? Y'all climb up under these rocks and these slanderous campaigns they got. I don't like the nastiness of which they've tried to go about this campaign, but what do you expect? They candidate is nasty.
Yeah. Well, all day is election day. We'll be talking about it, and coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, we're going to talk about the importance of voting and give you all the voting information you'll need. That's coming up right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, guys, it is here. Today is Election Day 2024. You can only vote
baby.
in person today. Okay, if you didn't vote early or anything like that, you can vote in person today. That is it. Today is the last day. Most of the polls are open at 7 a.m. and it depends. Most close around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. You can go to USA.gov to check your polling locations and times. Make sure you know your voting rights. For instance, Steve, if the polls close while you're in line, you can stay in line.
You can stay in line. Mm-hmm. If you have any problems at the polls of any kind, Jaime Harrison has just told us, immediately go to ourvote.com. They have lawyers standing by. You can't get played today. We ain't getting played.
Right.
Okay, if y'all want to find out, okay, F round, okay? I'm telling you right now, because what you can't do, man, is black people go down here and get in line, you're not finna play us.
Right.
No.
Right.
Nah. Yeah, I'm just telling you, you're effing around with the wrong folks today.
That's right.
Because we tired of this BS y'all been pulling. We tired of y'all's insurrection, y'all threats of an insurrection. I want you to have an insurrection. Now, I want this election to turn out where you insurrect. Come on, do it again. Because some people waiting on y'all ass this time. Y'all have already know that if he don't win, y'all have a plan in place. What kind of fool ass mess is that? Yeah. If you lose the damn election, you lost. It's supposed to be a peaceful transition of power.
Yes.
Eat it. Everybody else do it. But no. Y'all gonna listen to his ass. He gonna send you down there again. Well, get your punk ass up on that wall this year if you want to. Yeah?
You gonna get your ass whooped this time.
Stupid ass. I'm telling you right now, you're going to jail and you ain't gonna see no damn daylight. And all them people that went to jail before, the ones he was gonna send the lawyers down there for, he didn't send a damn thing for now one of them. All of them doing hard ass time.
All right, you have the right to vote. So if you make a mistake, for instance, Steve, on your ballot, you have the right to ask for a new ballot right then and there. If you make a mistake, you can do that. Right at the polling place. Sorry, I made a mistake. I'd like a do-over. You can do that.
Right, you can do that.
If your citizenship, your criminal record, or other qualifications are questioned, you can immediately call the Election Protection Hotline. That's in place. You can call the Election Protection Hotline. They have trained volunteers standing by to help you. If they question you or anything like that, they have some trained volunteers standing by. You can also go to iwillvote.com. All right? So they have, like you said, Steve, earlier, they have people in place to stop all this foolishness. We want you to vote.
And they have people in place to start foolishness. I'm telling you, man.
That's true, yeah.
Get your ass on point now. Get your head on the swivel. Get gangster. We're going down here today. Get gangster. This ain't time for no little punk ass attitude. You going to vote, and if they try to play you, we ain't having it today. I'm voting today.
Yeah,
we're not in the mood.
We're not singing hymns today. We're not doing the hymnal singing.
This ain't hymn day, baby.
I'm worried. Jackie's working the poll right now. I am.
Right.
Your wife,
I'm about to go out there and sit in the parking lot and just in case.
Right.
Man,
yeah. I mean, you have rights as a voter. You definitely have rights.
Y'all, come on, man. Y'all, wake up. Let your boss know this is too important. I'm going to the polls today. I'm going to be a little bit late, but I'm going to exercise my American right to vote.
Yeah.
You cannot be fired from your job for voting.
No.
That's right. That's right.
Do you understand that?
Correct.
You cannot be penalized for voting.
Correct.
If you have the record when you get to work that you were somewhere voting, your boss has to allow that. There can't be no mess.
No discipline, none of that, no.
Go down there, get in line, take your lawn chair, take you something to drink, make you a little snack pack, get you a Snickers bar, whatever you got to do. If you got high blood and all it, whatever, just a little Snickers will get you through it. You know, give you a little buzz. Stand in that line. Take your medication.
Yeah, this is the most important election of our lifetime.
Crackers. Cheese, all this kind of stuff. These are good snacks to have while you're standing there.
Yeah.
Them hot fries that my wife like. Get you some hot fries. Them good too.
Well, get you some Pepto if you go back all that.
Have that in there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have everything.
You don't want to do nothing that'll make you thirsty. And if you got to get out of line, ask somebody to hold your place.
Yeah.
No games. Seriously. We're not playing no games today.
No.
And
hey, y'all, let's help each other. If you see some elderly people in there and they look like they struggling, move them up to the front of the line. Y'all know how to be. Give them a seat. Give them water. All this, you can't give nobody water in the line and all this. All that's whack. They trying everything, y'all.
We need to
listen to me.
Show out.
Get down there today and be about your business. Fold your arms like you know how to do. When they walk up to you with that okie doke, fold your arm. Let them know. Okay, I'm telling you now. Hey, little poll worker, careful.
And when black people
poll
fold
worker,
their
you ain't
arms,
getting paid that much now for all this here, because all this come with something.
Yeah.
Get your game face on. Get your game face.
So
and
again,
you can take your notes with you. That's
yes,
good.
you can. Yes, you can.
Before you go, now listen to me, y'all. When you vote on the back of the ballot, there's some issues. Mm-hmm. You want to know the issues. Ask the people in your community, what issues are we concerned about? Because they'll phrase it in a way where it look real. And, like in Georgia. Like in Georgia, I had to get some help with a couple of these issues. I had to call some people that I know that do all the issues. Okay, Steve, that's a no. We're not voting on that. Because I've been pushing so hard for the presidency. Right. Sometimes I don't really know all the issues. Yeah. Before you go down there, you can take notes. You can take notes if they voting on provisions, if they voting on child care, if they voting on abortion, if they voting on bonds. You could take your notes in there with you and tell you which way to vote. That's right. That's for us.
All right. All day today. It's election day.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, our friend, Democratic Party National Chair Jaime Harrison will be our special guest. We'll talk to him about today and Election Day. But right now, we're going to check in with your voicemail, Steve, at 877-29-STEVE. This first call is from someone who left a message to remind us, like you just said earlier, Steve, to help the elderly at the polls. Take a listen.
Hi, Steve is telling me once again, I forgot to say, tell them to bring their medication and bring a book to read, maybe the Bible. Bring their earplugs with their transistor radios. We got to get the elderly out there to provide transportation. All these nonprofits that have these vans and get the government funds, provide your transportation that the government funds have paid for these vans. For all of these nonprofits, get them to go and pick up the people at their homes and take them to the voting polls. Or you may have a traveling voter registrar that goes in homes, that goes out on the blocks of the streets like we used to do. We used to hold heard elder barge and lost my phone. Okay, that's it, Steve. I hope I get on the air because I want this message to go out. And I listen to you and I just smile every day. Thank God for you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you made it on the air. No, can I say, beautiful message. Ain't nobody got no transistor radio no more. Just want to throw that out there.
That's what you got out of that.
Out of all that, I just heard get your transistor. I went, what the hell?
And read the Bible.
Read the Bible.
She said take a book to read. Maybe the Bible.
Read the word. Get you some scriptures while you in line.
Yeah, build up your spirit. Yes. All right, here's another call from a voter named Marshall. He left a message about bullying, Steve.
Hey, Steve, how you doing? I was calling. I just want to drop something on you. My name is Marshall. I want to drop something on you. If the people who are voting for Donald Trump, they cannot say anything to their kids if they go to school and bully. If they go to school and call a child or call somebody out of their name, they're voting for that. They're voting for that individual and his attitude and the way he treats people and talk to people and belittle women. So if somebody's child calls a woman a name or go and grope this woman or go and cuss them out and bully them, those parents who actually are voting for Donald Trump have no leg to stand on. So they cannot whoop their child. They cannot punish that child. They cannot send that child away to school because they actually putting that in office and they're sanctioning it. That's all I got to say. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, agreed. I don't even know how he's a candidate is beyond me, but we at today, we can stop all this mess if we just vote. We can cut all this mess out. You ain't got to put up with this foolishness. Mm-hmm. We can put a stop to all these ignorant ass blacks for Trump. We can put a stop to all this damn foolishness. Mm-hmm. Ignorant ass sitting up here talking about you for Trump when Trump ain't ever done nothing for you. I mean, he ain't said one thing on behalf of black people. He told y'all what he thought of y'all. He told you when he black said, job. They're coming across the border, they're taking black jobs. What?
Yeah. What's a black job?
The Haitian.
Yo, bro.
I guess it's this one.
What a black job is president of the United States.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris.
It's about to be.
Today.
It's been that before and it's about to be that again.
Hello.
That talked about Haitians are black.
And all of us have a black job we on right now. That's why we're going to get rid of you. Mm-hmm. That's our other black job.
Vote. All right, here's Steve is another caller. This one's a female from New Orleans. She has a message to black men. Take a listen.
Hi, Steve Harvey. I was just calling to express a little concern about the election. As far as Donald Trump is concerned, he's supposedly banking on black men, vote for his election this year. I don't think so. Where was Donald Trump when the black man was gathering the Black Lives Matter movement? Where was he? He was on the Officer Derek Chauvin's side, the officer that murdered George Floyd. That's where Donald Trump was. Now he wants black men to vote for him? No, I don't think so. And as a matter of fact, he also was supposedly trying to stop the Black Lives Matter movement by sending the troops out after anyone that tried to form the movement. So, black men, please don't be deceived by Donald Trump. And as a matter of fact, no man, because Donald Trump only cares about Donald Trump.
It's so obvious. Mm-hmm. You know, I think, and she made a really, really good point, because people don't understand. You know, listen, his thing to give police officers the right to immunity when in the line of duty, they want to give full power to police officers where in the line of duty, no matter what they do, they can't be convicted for. That's the problem we have now.
Right. Police brutality.
It's this lack of no accountability.
Right.
No, we're not doing that. But if you carefully were to go through the pages of Project 2025,
yes, sir.
I'm telling you, man, all that's in there. Yeah. Even the policemen know. What you cannot do is give the bad police officers full reign to do what they want to do. It's on video everywhere. I mean, how many times do we have to see a video of a black man being shot for no damn reason, or beaten, or a black woman being shot in her home by a police officer, and then they try to get off with it? How many times? And it's always a black person. I have yet to see the unjustified shooting of a white person. I ain't seen it yet. Where that video at?
Don't want to see
Please run the clip. No, I want to see it. If it's there, let me see it. But the reason you can't see it is because it ain't there.
Yeah.
They ain't whipping young white teenage boys' ass all out, pulling them out the car for no reason. But black boys is on film all the time. Mm-hmm. They ain't walking in white folks' house shooting them and killing them. They don't accidentally knock on the door of a white person and the white person open their own door and they shoot them. It doesn't happen to them. It happens to us repeatedly. And Donald Trump wants to make that the blank okay. That's who he is. So a black man for Trump, that's like when his son went over there and said, I can't believe the number of black men that come up to me and go, hey, Donald Trump, you're our hero. I go like, what? I go, man, shut up, lying. Ain't no black dude went up to you and said nothing like that to you, man.
That was Herschel.
Herschel said it to her, though.
Herschel said that to Donald Trump Jr.?
That's it. That's who that was.
Yeah.
Man, you are a hero. Hero? What? Man, get real, man. Y'all stop this fallacy. This is crazy. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get out to the polls today.
Vote.
Everybody that hasn't voted, it's vote day. Your job will excuse you for voting. You cannot be disciplined on your job for voting. Remember that. That's a law.
All
Go
right.
and vote.
Coming up at the top of the hour, the chairman of the Democratic Party, Jaime Harrison, will be our special guest right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Hey, everybody. As promised, today is election day. We're about getting everybody out to the polls today. If you haven't voted already, today is D-Day. We got to get it done, y'all. And so we invited the chair of the Democratic National Committee back on the show today to help spread the message. He's just wrapped up the We Vote, We Win bus tour across several southern states, letting everybody know that this is the most critical election of our lifetime. So let's get to it. Please welcome back DNC Chair Jaime Harrison.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Well, Jaime, you got one break. I'm going to shut up. All I want you to do is tell everybody how important it is that they get to the polls today.
Steve, this is the most important election of my lifetime. I'm 48 years old, and I can tell you there's never been an election more important. And the contrast right now between these two candidates and two parties couldn't be more stark. On one side, you have a twice impeached 34-count convicted felon who sexually assaults women. This man should not be allowed to get back into the White House. And we have the power in order to make sure that doesn't happen. And on the flip side, we have someone who is a voice for the voiceless, who advocates for those folks who can't advocate for themselves, who is one of those leaders that goes out, listens to people, and then comes back with policy solutions to address the issues that the American people need them to. You know, a lot of folks were saying, well, what's the black men agenda? She is the very first candidate, Steve, to come out with a black men's agenda. There's never been a candidate in the history of this democracy that we call America that had a defined agenda for black men until Kamala Harris. And that was based off of her conversation, sitting down with black men, talking with them about the barriers that they have to live in the American dream. Kamala Harris has done that. And I really do believe, folks, we have somebody who is so special. She's had 3 months to pull together what will probably go down in history. Political science classes will be studying this campaign because she has run the best campaign I have ever seen. She's raised more money than anybody has ever done, and she did it in 3 months. Put on the best convention that anybody ever put on in the history of convention. Dragged Donald Trump on that debate stage like a week's-old bag of garbage. I mean, this is a woman who has done this. And you know, that's the strength that we need right now in this country, who can bring us all together. And that's why I'm saying, folks, for the benefit of you, your family, and your community, go and vote and make sure you have someone who actually gives a damn about you and your family and community. Donald Trump doesn't. And he pretty much shows it every single day. So go and exercise your right to vote. So many people lost their lives so that we could have it. So many people in other countries wish that they could get it. You got it, so use it.
Wow. Well said, man. I'm telling you, you're echoing the perfect sentiment. Let me just go over this one more time, because this is the part I don't understand. 34 convicted felons, sexual assault, and twice impeached. Excuse me, not to mention that racist Madison Square Garden rally that they had, and sitting up trying to distance themselves from them people. Let me tell you something, man. Everybody was picked to put on that stage. They vetted them. They knew who they were. They knew what Dr. Phil was going to say. They knew what the comedian was going to say. They vetted it. That's the only way you get on the stage up there.
That's
and they
exactly right.
Man, get out of here.
Steve, that's exactly right. Yeah, as someone who puts on events like that for the vice president and the president, you don't let anybody get on that stage without knowing what they're going to say, knowing their background. Hell, you even know what they probably ate that morning by the time they get up on that stage, because you know it's a reflection of your campaign and your candidate and your party. And so, you know, this feigning ignorance, we didn't know, and this and that. Well, you knew, and you still allowed them to continue on. So,
brother,
I mean, if it was that bad and you saw that it was bad, then you know what? You can always turn the mic off and be like, this is not what we want. Sir, ma'am, you got to go sit down. But they didn't do that.
Jaime, 3 of us are comedians on this show. We know when we're looking at a new set. We know when we're looking at somebody that wrote a new joke. This was in his material. That's why he was picked for this particular job, because he spoke to that type of person. He's done the Puerto Rico joke before. He's done a watermelon joke before. He's done all of it before. They knew good and hell well what he would say. What they did not know was the backlash.
That's exactly right. They thought that their MAGA bros would eat it alive, and that we would sit back and be quiet. But this is a different party, and folks are fed up. That Fannie Lou Hamer, we sick and tired of being sick and tired. I think that's where most people are. We're not going to sit back and let you pick on this group or that group. And what they think is, Steve, that they can pick on this group and the rest of us will be quiet. As I told one reporter the other day, when they picked on the Haitians, then that day I became a Haitian. When they picked on the Puerto Ricans, that day I become a Puerto Rican. Because we got to all stick together on this and not allow this divisiveness, because that's how they pick you apart. That's how fascism works. It is that they otherize groups and make fearful the other groups to stand up to defend them. But we can't allow that to happen in this country.
This is sheer craziness, what has been allowed to happen. Hey, man, we're going to come back because I want to ask you a question. Has Donald Trump hijacked the Republican Party to the point where, win or lose, this is how they're going to do business, because he made a blueprint of showing how you could win and at least get nominated by being untruthful and spreading lies and maliciousness? I want to get your opinion of that when we come back. We're coming back with the Democratic chair, Jaime Harrison, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, everybody, we're back, and our special guest this morning is the DNC chair, Jaime Harrison. It's election day. We've been talking about the importance. When we left, Mr. Harrison, I wanted to ask you a question. I've been looking at this. Is the Republican Party permanently damaged behind this campaign? Because they've elected Donald Trump as their forerunner. So now that he's laid this blueprint that if you just tell a lie long enough, they'll believe it. If you just make false claims, if you ignore the truth, is the Republican Party damaged forever behind this, or do you think they're fed up with it, they're going to make a change? What's your opinion?
Well, Steve, I think they're at a crossroads. I really do. And they have to decide as a party which way they want to go. I hope, because everybody goes out to vote today, and meaning particularly black folks, that we win and we win big. And it makes them really consider who they are, look in that mirror and figure out who they are as a party. This is that time in which that silent majority needs to step up and stand up and not be silent anymore. And say, we don't want to go around this Donald Trump route. Because, listen, if Donald Trump, who lost in 20, let's back up, lost the midterms in 18, lost his election in 20, lost the midterms again in 22, and then when he loses this election later on tonight in 24, that means the Republican Party has consistently lost for a number of cycles. And, you got to be a rational person. If we've been following this clown and who's delusional, deranged, and dark, and we continue to fail, we're going to fail for a long time. For the good of America, not just, as Democratic chair, but as an American who just doesn't want to have to be fearful of losing our freedom and our democracy. They need to fix this. They really need to fix this. And that means some good people on that side have to stand up. Because, folks, I want Kamala Harris not only to win, but I want her to win big. And that means we got to come out strong. I got a good friend, Steve, who has this saying, Antoine C. Wright. He says, when they count you out, you teach them they don't know how to count. And that's what they've been counting black folks out for this campaign. Black men out and black women. We need to teach them that they don't know how to count. We all need to go out to the polls. If you haven't voted yet, go and vote today.
We're going out today.
And Steve, can you just make sure your people know this? If you run into any problems today at the polls, we have lawyers on the ready. Just go to iwillvote.com and we have a hotline. You can call lawyers right there to help you and your family members make sure your ballot is counted. Or you can just text vote to 70888.
Will do. Democratic Chair Jaime Harrison, you've done a wonderful job, man. Thank you for your service, brother. And we're going to get to the polls today, all day. We will be out here, and we are going to show them you miscounted.
Exactly.
Thank you, brother. Will do. I'll get that message out right now. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care, guys.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, as we've been talking about all morning, Steve, today is election day. We're asking everyone to go vote. Everyone to go vote. If you have not registered to vote yet, you still have time. Some states will allow you to register in person today, and you can vote as well. You can register and vote on the same day. California, Colorado, Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, New Mexico, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Washington State, and Wisconsin. All right, what's at stake here? One of the things is our democracy. Steve, you grew up during the civil rights movement. It was instrumental in securing voting equality. Young people need to know all about the sit-ins, the boycotts, the protests that went on. They need to know that literacy tests were given and manipulated to ensure eligible black voters failed. Voting rights activists were assaulted. Some of them were murdered during this time. Perhaps most prominently, a peaceful march for voting rights in Selma, Alabama, back in 1965, led by the late great Congressman John Lewis, was met with police violence that was broadcast nationwide and sparked broad outrage.
So now,
there was a movie about it too.
If you hear any of this, y'all, come on, y'all. You don't think we owe it to our grandparents, our forefathers, who bled and died for this simple opportunity for us to be able to be counted. And then, but see, don't complain about what's on the menu if you don't pull a chair up to the table. You can't complain about what's on the menu, y'all. You have a seat at the table. The best way to get a seat at the table is to be counted. This we not voting stuff, it don't make no sense, man. It makes no sense at all. Now, there are no perfect politicians. There are no perfect people. But you ain't got to put the okay stamp on Donald Trump, though. It's one thing not to be a perfect person. It's a whole nother thing just to be an honorary, bad, no good person. 34 convicted felonies, sexual assault, and twice impeached. That's not to include the acting out oral sex on the microphone at a rally. That doesn't include the Madison Square Garden rally where all those racist people, even my buddy Dr. Phil, when he stood up and said, this country is not built on DEI, diversity, equality, and inclusion. No, Phil, you missed it, because it was built on the backs of slavery.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what it was built on, man. And because you have the privilege of not knowing that or having to deal with that or suffer the consequences of that, you can stand up there and say that. The other mistake that was made was when he said he's here just to tell you that Donald Trump is not a bully. And then he described a bully as a person who uses their authority to push people around. He's not in authority. He has authority. He got the whole Republican Party by the crotch. What you talking about? He is the Republican Party candidate. That puts you in a certain powerful position. Have you noticed he has threatened everybody who has ever gone against him? That ain't a bully? Yeah, man, that's exactly what that is. But see, if you're trying to protect your power, your position, and your money, say that. But don't say he good for the country, because he ain't. Because he ain't good for nobody except his rich-ass friends in this country that have made those very large contributions. Elon Musk, Grant Cardone. I know all these dudes, man. Grant Cardone telling everybody that owning a house is a waste of money. It's the stupidest American dream. But he makes his money in real estate. So he buys apartment buildings, office buildings, and he leases them out. So if you ain't going to buy a home, you got to lease a home. Where you going to lease it from? You got to stay somewhere. Well, who got the homes for lease? Grant Cardone. Man, y'all come on now. That foolishness right here. Y'all,
he wants to say pimps. He wants to say her pimps.
Oh, okay.
Man, listen to me, y'all.
Ooh, the disrespect.
We got to get to the polls today. Period. Let's go.
It's election day.
Landslide. Let's get real ugly. Let's surprise them. They ain't counted us, I'm telling you. They ain't counted us last time either. Shocked them. Georgia went blue. Oh, no. They didn't see it coming.
All right. We'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show coming up right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Today is Election Day. Today is Election Day, November 5th, 2024. And all morning long, we're encouraging everyone, every single person within the sound of our voices to get out and vote. So, Steve, we have some people that have called you at 877-29-STEVE. This is an 88-year-old woman who left a message for you. Let's hear it.
Say what you want to say. Hi, Steve Harvey. I'm an 88-year-old lady, and I remember you, Ricky Smiley, and D.L. Hughley went over in Detroit, Michigan, and had those people to vote, and you helped O'Biden. What's his name? Joe Biden win. We need you to do that same for Kamala, please. If you can, Steve Harvey. I listen to you daily. I listen to you daily and nightly. A Family Feud. I just do you when you have those celebrities on. Celebrities. Anyway, tell me he's your man. You're my man, Steve Harvey. I listen to you all day.
Just tell me you love him.
88-year-old. Okay.
I do love him.
Love you, Steve Harvey. Tell Margie hi. Margie, your wife. Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am. I sure will.
So
yes,
young.
ma'am. I'm gonna tell Margie you said hi, and I want you to know that me, DL, and Ricky Smiley, we got together. All of us happen to be members of the same fraternity. Oh, by the way, Omega Psi Phi. Mm-hmm. We made a commitment because we know we control the bulk of the black airwaves in this country. The three of us got together and said we are committed to the election of Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. And we have done that. DL even spoke at the Democratic convention. DL spoke. Ricky Smiley been pushing it. Ricky Smiley interviewed her. I've interviewed her. Everybody's interviewed her. We're doing that. Yes, ma'am. Miss 88, I want you to know that your man, Steve Harvey, has been committed to the cause. You right. We everywhere. We in Philly. We in Atlanta. We in Detroit. We in North Carolina. We in Milwaukee. We in all of them battleground states except Arizona. That's the only one we ain't in. And we are pushing Kamala Harris on for people like you. The lady that called in, my girl, the 88-year-old fan of mine, for you. We voting for you. People like you that laid the groundwork and everything. And yes, ma'am, I'm going to do everything you said. This whole show is for that right now, ma'am. Hope you enjoy it. Appreciate you watching Family Feud, too.
All right, Steve. Let's hear from Eric, a Latino voter, please.
Good morning, Steve and family. This is Eric Parcell coming to you from Coral Springs, Florida. During this election season, just want to say that the black and Latino vote is coming out super strong here in Broward County. When I went to vote early, I saw so many people ready for this new change with Kamala Harris. So the Latino black vote is going to show up and show out. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care.
I hope so, too. Now, you know something? Florida, Democrats have never won Florida. We've never won Florida because it's just too many old white people down there.
They're retired.
It's just too many old white people down there. They just down there, man.
In numbers, huh?
They down there in numbers, man, riding around with Trump trucks, Trump flags, you know.
Florida
but even they know that this dude is I don't care who you are. If you stop lying to yourself, you know he's just not a decent person. Period. That's all it is, man. So,
thank you.
They're going to pass away after a while, you know.
All right.
No, they will. That's a fact of life. I'm not wishing it. It's just everybody. I'm going to pass one day.
But you had to say it, though.
Well, I think it's important that you know that
next
this too
caller
shall pass, including your ass.
Florida going to come back.
Next caller is Champ.
Florida going to come back. It's going to rejuvenate itself. It's going to become you new, and all them young people down there with all them school shootings and stuff. They going to pass these laws, man. This Second Amendment and all this here foolishness. Yeah. Y'all keep them kids. They was the ones getting shot at down there. They going to remember this. They're going to be voting.
March for our lives. Yeah. Yes, they are future leaders of America.
All right. Champ from Indiana, like I said, left a message, Steve. Here it goes.
Hey, this is Champ from Fort Wayne. I wanted to say to the brothers, the males who are for Trump, black males especially, I was wanting to know if they have forgotten that when they in the NFL did a peaceful protest, that this dude called these brothers SOBs and said they needed to be fired. But I think they had forgotten that, and I think they need to be reminded that this dude called brothers moms bees. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, man, that's real.
Yeah,
that's what he called them.
Yeah, don't
and they
forget.
should be fired. Well, see, Trump, let me explain something to you, what you already know, but you be inciting your little hateful ass followers, the one that relegate on hate and fear anyway. If you fire the NFL players, what y'all gonna watch on Sunday?
Simple as that.
That's
you
what
know, the last time I did the NFL honors, I wrote a joke. I don't remember the joke I wrote, but it just absolutely killed at the thing. It was so much. I was just talking about the black owners, that I'm here on behalf of the black players to speak up to the owners and just something that we're willing to compromise. So in order for us to get certain things, let's start small. If you give us one black place kicker and holder in the NFL, if you let one of us kick the football for the field goal and one of us hold it, we gonna give y'all 2 white cornerbacks. That's something you've never seen in the NFL. We're going to give y'all 2 white cornerbacks. The game's score is going to be 100 and something. Because I don't know who's going to check them wide receivers. But we're going to give y'all 2 white cornerbacks. I said, if y'all give us just one black owner, we're going to give y'all an all-white football team. We're going to call it the Montana Miracle Whips. All their uniforms is white. Their helmets is white. There ain't going to be a stripe on them nowhere. I've been just cutting deals with y'all like that. So,
all right. We have another call, Steve. A male voter left a message about blacks for Trump.
Good morning, Steve. Steve Harvey Nation. I just want to emphasize on something Steve went over today about the importance of voting. For you Negroes who's going to vote for Donald Trump, I want you to understand this. If Donald Trump get in there and you get into it with another white man, if he call you the N-word, put you down, do you think he going to look your way? He going to put you in jail like you said, and he going to throw away the key. Have a nice day.
All you Negroes.
Yes.
That's what I like. Thank you, man.
Yes. Please get out and vote.
Black
Please.
Trump.
Get out and
Trump
vote.
ain't for
We keep saying it over and over. Go vote today.
Yes. All right, this is it. This is your last chance. Today is Election Day, and we'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Today, guys, is Election Day 2024. We need you to get out and vote today. Today is your last day. We want to refresh your memory about Project 2025. We talk about it a lot on this show. Now, if Trump is elected, what is Project 2025? Remember, Trump posted that he, quote, knew nothing about Project 2025 and he has, quote, no idea who's in charge of it. Well, CNN identified at least 140 former advisors from the Trump administration who have been involved, okay? Project 2025 is a 900-page policy wish list for Trump that would expand presidential power and impose an ultra-conservative plan for this country. Project 2025 proposes that the entire federal bureaucracy, including independent agencies such as the Department of Justice, be placed under direct presidential control. For Black Americans, this could mean that the DOJ or FBI stops inquiries into police departments that are seen to be violating civil rights and reject any probes into police brutality or abuse. Okay, so that's part of what Project 2025. So that means they just beat your ass at will, and with no repercussions. Pretty much close to what they doing now, except now it'll be a law. See, that's why y'all need to understand. Say what, Tommy?
Trump said he didn't know nothing about Project 2025.
Yeah. Of course he didn't. But the guy that wrote it was on his plane. There's a picture of him on his plane. How many people?
Another lie.
Man, come on, man. Get out of here. I'm telling y'all, this guy is so dangerous.
Yeah.
And all you blacks for Trump. Let me tell you what. If you don't vote, you are black for Trump. If you got a T-shirt with black for Trump on it, you for Trump. We have got to go. This, like Jaime Harrison said, this is a critical election. You know, the election of Barack Obama was huge for me. It was huge because it made me realize something that I never thought would happen in my lifetime. We elected a black person to be president of the United States. I didn't think that would happen in my lifetime. But God is who he is.
Amen.
So it matters little what I thought.
Amen.
Now, this election is critical. Because you have a chance to stop a man from getting in office who's going to take us back. This 900-page agenda in Project 2025, it is loaded with stuff that will hurt us all. And you don't know about it because they've been telling you they got a big secret. It's a 900-page document. That's the big secret.
It's a book.
That's a book. This $35 maximum for insulin, that's gone. Educational programs, they're gone. No more Head Start. No more food programs for children. Who you think that's going to hurt? Our schools are already depleted.
Resources.
Now they're not going to do anything. Right. They're going to stop all forms of affirmative action. They are going to get rid of all DEI. There will be no more. There will be no more diversity, equality, inclusion. Listen to me, there will be no more history taught in schools about black history. Forget what you're hearing on the internet. We don't need to be worried about history. We need to worry about the future. If you don't know the history, it'll repeat itself. That's what's happening now. That's why he done got away with Make America Great Again.
Also, Steve, Vice President Kamala Harris reminded us that under Project 2025, there would be a national monitor that would monitor women's pregnancies and their miscarriages. Okay?
What?
So, yeah, this is about that, too.
Oh, y'all finna get a gadget hooked up y'all body?
I mean, a monitor to monitor our pregnancy.
That's insane.
That's craziness. Craziness.
This is crazy.
Yeah. It also, Project 2025 proposes a mass deportation of unauthorized immigrants. Okay? I mean, they'll never stop with that.
This man is on Trump's plane writing 900 pages, and Trump don't see this. He don't see all this going on.
He doesn't.
He talking about he didn't know him. Yeah. He didn't know him.
140 people of Trump's advisors was involved, and he don't know nothing.
And he don't know.
This is ready to go on day one, though. They've already laid it out.
He know everything.
Yeah, he does.
But the biggest one, it will give him absolute power.
Absolutely, like a dictator.
To override the Constitution. That's what he really wants, because he already told you he want to be a dictator.
Yep. No more democracy, no more right to vote, no more going to the polls, none of that. Exercising your right, your power, none of that. That's why this election is so important.
All of this is on the ballot. This is why y'all have to vote today. This is it. This is our last day today. Yeah. This is not we keep saying it's not a drill. This is it. Today is the day.
Not a drill. It's not a game. None of that. This is your real life. Most important election of our lifetime. Yeah. So get out and vote today, please. If you need more information, go to iwillvote.com, iwillvote.com. We'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show coming up right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Today is election day, all day. Polls open at 7 a.m. in most states today. So get out and vote. We need you to show up and show out today.
Okay.
Polls are now open. Get your voting plan together and go vote. So, Steve, let's check your voicemail again at 877-29-STEVE. You ready? This is from Uncle Nate out of New Orleans.
Hey, Steve, this is Uncle Nate, man. I'm calling from New Orleans, Louisiana. on the West Bank. But anyway, I'm vision impaired, man. Totally blind. Can't see a thing. But I've been sitting here for the longest, listening at everything that's going on concerning with our vice president, which is going to be the future president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, are naming and claiming against Donald Trump. What I don't understand, I can't see a thing. Totally blind. But here you got people that can see in here. And it's just mind-blowing, mind-boggling, too, that these people can see and hear what's going on. And for them undecided voters, I just don't understand. But anyway, as Uncle Steve said, and Uncle Nate gonna put on top of that, get to the poll. Let's show up and show out. It don't take no rocket science to figure it out. That we need this young lady in there who's going to take charge with leadership, and she's fighting for the people. This young lady been fighting for the people since she was a young lady when in high school, when her and her friend was going to school and her friend was being abused by her stepdad and whatnot, and the mom said, let her come stay with us. So this young lady been demonstrated through her actions. People, if y'all listen, I'm using Steve's platform to get the word out that we got to get to the poll. Our people have paid the price. Dog sick on the bitter clubs, fire hose, and some even lost their life. Let's not let that go in vain. Let's use our voices, and our voice can be heard at the poll. See you at the poll, my people, and everyone else, everyone in the United States of America. Steve, keep on doing what you're doing, my brother. Tommy, nephew Tommy, Junior, Shirley Strawberry, Carlo, Mississippi Monica, J. Andy Brown sometimes, because he's in and out. But, man, y'all, the whole crew, y'all be blessed and keep on keeping on, my brother. I love all y'all, my brothers and sisters. Take care.
My man.
Uncle Nate.
That was one of my favorite phone calls.
Yeah.
I know you are visually impaired. I don't know how long you've been that way, but you can see what we need to do. I know that. And I want to just throw out something to you, Uncle Nate. Listen to me. I don't know how long you've been visually impaired. I don't know if you used to see and you lost your sight, but let me just give you this little nugget. The woman, that young lady you trying to get in the poll, she nice looking too. Just want to throw that out for you. If you got anything you want to put on that in your mind, just Uncle Steve, just man to man, throwing that out to you too. She nice looking too, dog. So just want to put that out there. I don't know what you gonna conjure up in your mind, but I just wanted to throw that out there while you just, in case you down there at the polls. Just cause since you can't see good. I just tried to throw something out. When the last time you saw whatever that was, that's where she at right now.
Thank you for that phone call, Uncle Nate. Thank you.
Yeah. You got to do stuff for people like that. You just have to,
I'm sure he's grateful, Steve. All right, here's another caller with a message for black people.
Let me tell you something, Steve. I like the way you put stuff in order, man. You are one real brother. Black people need to put stuff together. They need to organize their thoughts, okay? The marriage and the family is under attack. And so many things are under attack with these elections. The people don't understand that the obstacles that are going to ruin their lives, they're not taking it serious. Life is something that you don't play with. There's so meaningful reasons why you're living. Our brothers and sisters sacrificed themselves years ago. And that's why so many people are now living the fruitfulness of what those people have sacrificed for. It's so sad that coming down to this election, a lot of people cannot think and put their thoughts together to understand that this is something that we cannot play with. This is our children's future, okay? Look at life now. How many people play games? How many people have these funny thoughts about just thinking that it's so unreal? You cannot play around with pretentious people who do not like you. The marriage is under attack. Family is under attack, and people are looking at it like it's a joke. A real nice black family right now with a man and a woman with 3-4 black kids, that's a genuine, authentic family. with people who are solid, who are going to inspire society, bring more fruitfulness into the world. They don't want that. It hurts a lot. I don't want to really kind of push this forward because I have a lot more to say that's inside of me. But I'm just leaving this brief message to let you know that I love the show. I like what you guys actually talk about. A lot of topics that you guys really put on out there for people to actually give their strong reasoning thoughts and their understanding minds to understand what life is about.
Hey, Steve, we hate to cut this caller off, but we are.
I don't hate to cut it off. I don't hate to cut it off. It was getting a little.
Well, I think no. You know what? I think he had a valid point. First of all, thank you, brother, for your phone call. Now, as a secret message, I know you under the porch somewhere.
We gotta go.
You just left an address. I could send somebody.
Today is election day coming up
because that's what it sounds like.
46 minutes after the hour. We'll be back with more.
I'd have came got you if you'd have just let me know where you were.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Guys, today is election day. We're not playing around anymore. Today is the day. You have to get out and vote if you haven't voted already. Steve, here's a trending story from our home station in Philly at 105.3 WDAS FM. Somehow, I don't know, I think he was speaking directly to you and for you, Steve. Yesterday, during an election security press conference, Philadelphia's district attorney, Larry Krasner, issued a warning to anyone trying to intimidate voters. Take a listen, Steve.
Go vote if they have not voted already. That everybody in this city is working and has been working for months to make sure that there will be nothing tough about that experience and nothing to fear in that experience. But I also want to be clear, anybody who thinks it's time to play militia, F around and find out. Anybody who thinks it's time to insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out. We do have the cuffs, we do have the jail cells, we do have the Philly juries, and we have the state prisons. So if you're going to try to turn an election into some form of coercion, if you're going to try to bully people, bully votes or voters, you're going to try to erase votes, you're going to try any of that nonsense, we're not playing. F around and find out.
I ain't never heard a white dude say it.
I love him.
I get the point.
That was for you.
Man, I was sitting here because I was saying the word for him.
Yes.
The whole time he was talking.
District Attorney of Philly is not playing with
come
y'all.
up here with that trickery if you want to. Yeah.
Because they know Philly's important. If you're in Philly and you haven't voted, y'all, listen to me. It's go time. Brothers, sisters, people, you got to go down there and y'all got to cast the right vote today.
Yeah.
Stop listening to that. When you go in that booth, man, ain't nobody got to know. You can go back to your house and tell your husband, yeah, we voted. No, you should go in there and vote for the right person. Because right now, man, following the party lines in the Republican Party don't make no sense right now. Because the party line has been redirected by a person who is not fit to hold public office. And because you are willing to overlook the 34 felony convictions, the sexual assaults, the twice impeachments, the negative, the fear, the bigotry, the hatred that he has spread, the nastiness in which he talks about people, because you're willing to overlook that. Why? Why are you suddenly willing to overlook that when that's been the whole basis of your party, the moral party? And now you're going to let somebody with his immoral ass occupy the White House again. Y'all got to be kidding me, man. You have a chance. Go down to them polls down there and do the right thing today.
Yep. Today is election day. Coming up at the top of the hour, we will have more of the
y'all
Steve
going to F
Harvey
around,
Morning
find
Show.
out.
Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, guys, we are here. Today's the day. It is Election Day. We've been talking about this for I don't know how long now. Vice President Kamala Harris has been campaigning for the last 107 days. It is time now. She's put in her work. We need to put in our work and go to the polls and vote if you haven't already. Yes, she is. She is a leader. She has shown you how disciplined she is, how much energy she has, how much joy she has, how ready she is for this job. She's shown us, so we got to do our part. Here's some trending news from our home station at 96.3 WHUR FM. Tommy.
Well, her?
Yeah.
Well, her? Washington, D.C. What's up, Darlene?
It's on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C., right? Vice President Kamala Harris, yes, has chosen her alma mater, Howard University, as her election night headquarters.
Yes,
I love that.
Big.
Yes,
that's big.
It is. It is.
On the yard.
The campus is closed today with no classes. Tonight's event will have strict access. This is the first time a presidential election watch party will be held on a college campus. The vice president graduated, from Howard University in 1986. The decision on Howard University as a location of her election headquarters for her potential victory speech is a history-making moment, as Kamala Harris would be the first HBCU graduate to hold the office of President of the United States of America.
Wow.
Come on. Wow. That's big. So huge.
That's why I'm telling y'all, man, I think there is a quiet agenda that has been held. I think the Panhellenic Council has done some work that's not been counted. I think the AKAs have spearheaded this thing. I think that the Deltas have joined in, the Sigma Gamma Rhos, the Zetas. I know the Qs is on this. I know the Kappas done got involved. I know the Alphas is involved. The Sigmas is involved. The Iotas is involved. Big shout out to the one and only, that damn Steve Harvey morning show, because he's been dedicated to this here thing for real. They've been my producers, Mississippi Monica, Carla, Shirley been leading it. We all, Junior Tommy, we've been in here pushing. We have done some work that we haven't done in the past before. And I think it's going to show up, because I don't think they counted us. But I'm going to tell you how important the black vote is. Everybody want it.
Yeah.
But one of them don't really appreciate it. As soon as they get one black person in their rally, they start attacking them and making fun of them. What y'all doing, man? Y'all either want the black people or you don't, but you really don't. You want to use them, but you really don't want to include them, because they're not included. To all of my listeners who have not voted, today is your chance.
Yes.
Go and vote and take somebody with you. When y'all get down there in line, y'all be considerate of the elderly. If you see an elderly person, walk them to the front, ask somebody if they can cut the line. Let them old people get their vote in so they can get up out of there. If you see them needing a chair, give them a chair. If you see them needing some water, give them some water. But if you see an old person in line, man, and you know they're elderly, they standing there, hey man, walk them to the front. Just show some respect. You can wait. You can wait one person longer. Just get them to the front, man. Let's do what we got to do. But we're gonna show up and show out today, man. I'm tired of this here, because what you cannot let this man be in that White House. Y'all don't know the pain you gonna be in.
Yeah.
You will be in a pain you will not believe. The whole country gonna be in a pain, because all them Trumps, all them po-ass Trump voters that voting for him thinking he care about them, you gonna suffer too. Because if they take the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare away, you don't know how many people gonna suffer from that. All of you suffer.
Get out and vote today. It's Election Day, people. We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show at 20 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
We talk a lot about the swing states or the battleground states during this election cycle. They are Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. We've talked about them a lot on this show, and you hear everybody talking about them during this election cycle. These states have a population of voters who are almost evenly divided politically during the days leading up to an election. Both the Democrats and the Republicans see an opportunity to win over swing states and therefore invested huge amounts of money and time for campaigns within these battleground states. That's why you see the candidates going back and forth to these states during this election time. That's why the winner-take-all principle determines which candidate receives all of the state's electoral votes. If you live in one of these states, you have to vote. Steve, tell them that's Philly, that's Detroit, Atlanta.
Did Biden win Nevada last time?
I thought he did.
Yeah.
The problem was Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Georgia turned blue.
Yes.
With the exception of governor. Mm-hmm. We lost Stacey Abrams to Kemp, but we got 2 senators out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
Yes, Biden won Nevada in 2020.
Ooh, if we can get this senator out of Texas, baby.
So if you live in these states, you have to vote. Your vote is powerful. Coming up at 33 minutes after the hour, we will have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show on this very important Election Day 2024 right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
We've been talking about the election all day, and we will continue to talk about that, but we have to take a pause for a moment and offer our deepest condolences to the family of the late, great Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones passed away yesterday at the age of 91. Quincy's legacy is legendary. It's iconic. From Thriller, Off the Wall, We Are the World, just to name a few. According to USA Today, Steve, Quincy Jones, of course, was a musician, a music producer who broke down racial boundaries in music and in film. He's one of the most revered music producers in history. His musical influence can't be overstated. He was nominated for like 80 Grammys. He won like 28. I mean,
no, this
just
dude right here,
talent.
You know what? And, I know everybody posts pictures when somebody passes. I have a lot of pictures with Quincy. Quincy was a mentor to me. When me and Sid had the Steve Harvey show, TV show over at the CBS lot, Quincy had produced the Vibe show. And Chris
I remember
Spencer
that.
was the host. And we used to go over every day and watch all the guests that came through because we knew everybody. And Quincy would have me come up to the office all the time and talk to me about different things and teach me aspects of the business that I didn't know. And he had me come to his house. I mean, I've been to this dude's home when hey man, let me tell you what this dude did. Up in his neighborhood, he started buying all the properties up there. So he bought his house, then he lived in a cul-de-sac. So he bought the area behind and he tore all those houses down and built one big house. And then he bought all the houses on the block. So that whole block was his. But I watched that new house get built and everything. And I watched this man's vision. I watched him deal with Michael Jackson, talk to Michael Jackson. He would tell Michael no in a heartbeat. He would just tell him, nah, man, you gotta listen to me. This is what I do. One of the top stories. One of the top stories that's out was, Don't Stop Till We Get It Now. You remember that?
Yeah.
At the beginning of that song. Michael Jackson called Quincy one time and told him, he said, man, take that out, it's killing my mood. He said, no, man, we're not taking that out. And it was a violin at the beginning of it. And that was the iconic part of the song. And Michael said, no, you got to take it out. It's killing my groove. He said, I'm not taking it out. But he told Michael, he said, you don't tell me what to do. So the reporter asked Quincy Jones, he asked him, he said, so how did it go? He said, you saw us in there, didn't you? That's the type of dude he was, man.
Yeah.
Great brother, man. Great brother.
We just want to say rest in peace, Quincy Jones. Coming up at 49 minutes after the hour, it is our last break of the day on this election day, and we'll close out the show with the one and only Steve Harvey right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, what a day. It is election day. It's just getting started, but the polls are open. We want to say thanks to Democratic Party National Chair Jaime Harrison.
The polls are open. The lines are developing. It's going to be one of them days, y'all. Mm-hmm. And it's one of them days, listen to me. The thing about us, that I know about us, is we know how to endure. Black people, brown people, they know how to endure. You have had to. How else could you have survived this, the United States of America, if you didn't have the ability to endure? You know what? Somebody asked me one time, they said, Steve, what's one of your main attributes? I was talking to Keon Henderson, Pastor Keon Henderson, and we were talking. He said, Steve, what's one of your main attributes? I said, you know what it is, man? I've learned how to suffer. I suffer extremely well. God has given me the strength, the courage, the wisdom, and the know-how to stand still in the face of all adversity and just deal with it. God gave me that. If I didn't have that ability to just deal with it, a lot of the stuff would have just broke me, because I've seen it break other people. But through God's strength, because the Bible says all things are possible. All things are possible for those who love the Lord. And I love him. So he's given me that. But you know where I got it from? I got it from my father. You know where my father got it from? From his daddy, from his mama. My grandfather was a slave till he was 12 years old. My grandfather. My daddy was born in 1914. His father was a slave till he was 12. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Slavery didn't end because of Emancipation Proclamation. That slavery didn't end. That was slavery in Ohio to 1936. There were people held on plantations, known, documented as late as 1936. I read the book called The Emancipation of Robert E. Sadler. He lived in Bucyrus, Ohio. I drove to sit in front of his house one time when I worked for General Electric. I got history, man. I'm 67 years old. I've been around. I done seen a lot. That's why it just troubles me when I hear people talking about we gonna sit it out at the polls. We ain't going down there and vote. No, you have to, man. For all of the people who paved the way, for the 88-year-old caller who called in today who asked everybody to go vote, for her mama and them, for the man that called in and said we was under police attack, fire hose, German shepherds stopping us from voting, and they stood in line so we could vote anyway. We got to vote, man. It's just a day. You can't lose your job for standing in line at the polls voting. They cannot discipline you and cause you pain on your job. You go straight to HR with that. Man, y'all got rights now. But if we keep letting we let the wrong person get in, Project 2025 going to take care of all these votes. You have got to vote today. Go stand in line. And once you are in line, even when the polls close, they cannot remove you from line. They cannot remove you from the line. Also, Jaime Harrison called in and said, if you have any trouble at the polls today, if you sense any okie doke, go to iwillvote.com. Immediately, they have lawyers standing by. They will protect your right to vote. Don't fall for the okie doke. Fold your arms. Be black. Fold your arms and be brown. We ain't going for the okie doke today. I have my credentials. I don't care what you say. And if you run up into any problem, let them have the smoke. iwillvote.com and get these lawyers down there and involved. Find you a black poll worker and walk up to them and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. They're over here talking about this right here. There's people over there that will help you. If you are in line today and you see an elderly person and they even look like they remotely might be struggling, help them out. Get them some assistance. Get them to the front of the line. They want to vote because they know the importance of it. They ain't early voted because it's been a tradition to them to go get in line. My mom and daddy wasn't no early voting. They went out there and stood in line. My daddy missed work. He went early as soon as it opened. He told Frank, buddy, I'll be late today. I'm going to vote. All right, now, Jess, don't be down there too long. My father hang that phone on. Blankety blank to blank, 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 blank. I'm going to vote blank you. Now, I need y'all to have that attitude today. Let's get to the polls and vote. Black men, if you have not voted, go down there and show up, man. This is our duty, man. Black women, you got to go vote. Latinos, you got to go vote. They done already told you what they think of y'all country, Puerto Rico, and you already know what they think of Mexico. Look, well, I don't even know what the decision is. We have got to go vote. How many times somebody got to tell you they don't give a damn about you before you get it? I got it. Let's go vote, y'all. Today is it, the final day. Within the next couple of days, man, sure would be great to rid this country of that BS. It sure would be great, man. Kamala Harris for President of the United States of America. That would be a great day. Y'all have a good one, y'all. Talk to God. He love to hear from you.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.